and welcome to therapy.
Hi.
Hi.
We have the ladies with us today. So we've got Rhiannon, we've got Vic, and Lucy. We have Heidi with us today. If you don't know who Heidi is, we've got Rhiannon, we've got Vic, and Lucy. We have Heidi with us today. If you don't know who Heidi is
that just coming up?
Vic and Lucy. Repeat.
What's going on?
Is
that just coming up? This is torture. Hearing my voice over again. What's going on? Is everyone got their volume?
Is it maybe not? I've just got. I'm going
This is hell. This is literally.
I can just literally hear it over and over and over and over again.
Just listening to my voice over and over again. This is literally.
I don't like it. It's really weird.
Just listening to my voice over and over again.
Not mine then.
I don't like it. It's really weird.
Right.
Is this the impact I've got?
It's you, Vic. I've just muted you. Turn your volume down. Right.
Vic, turn your volume down.
It's you, Vic. I've just muted you. Turn your volume down. Look, when I mute you, it goes off.
With me?
It's you, Vic.
It's you, Vic. Why is she not?
Yeah.
Put your volume down.
Switch everything else.
You, Vic.
I'm not saying anything. No. You
Turn
need
your
the feedback on yours to turn the volume down on the laptop.
Is that better?
Turn the feedback on yours to turn the volume down. Oh my god, I can hear myself.
Well, I'm just going to mute Vic for now. Right.
Right, okay.
How are you two? Hang on, let me take you off and on again, Vic, see if that works.
Okay.
Hello.
How are you two? It's you. You need to...
Is that better? Hello.
Right, can still hear it.
Oh my god.
Is that back on?
Yeah. Anyway, right, let's get into it. So, Heidi, the amazing Heidi. So, if anyone doesn't know, right, Heidi goes to all home and away games and she's there taking photos of everyone. And she has an amazing blog. She's done so many books and everything. And yeah, she's an absolute legend. So, welcome. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. It would have been better for a win last night, but
yeah, definitely, yeah. So overall, how did you feel about the game? Did you find any positives out of the game?
Well, I think the second half we did.
So overall, sorry,
once he made the changes, it made a difference. And yeah, we were unlucky that we didn't put his chances away. But you've got to be clinical in this division, and that's something we'll learn with time. But I think having that goal allowed in the first half would have made such a difference as well. It'd have put us on the upper foot rather than them. And against the run of play, they got that penalty, and then it all changed from there. But I think we maybe should have closed a bit of the ranks in the first half anyway. But I think once we got to half time, that was it. It were odds on we were going to change things.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think, Rhiannon? Much more you can say, and that's it. It's nailed on the head. That
yeah, literally. I just it was definitely a tale of two halves. I felt Click wasn't his best. I know he's got an injury, and it's awful to put him in a position where he's had to have injections just because we have to play him. Like, we shouldn't have to be in that position. So I mean, come summer, hopefully we can get a cover for him and he can actually, take rest and stuff. But I called Dallas at half time saying he needs to come into midfield. We need to freshen it up. We need to bring on Harrison, get a bit more creativity. And that's what happened. I mean, I know people were worried about Alioski coming on into left back, but I think he did well for himself. So I think we definitely played better second half. Definitely think we played better second half, but sometimes I just feel we leave it too late to come back into a game, and I always say
do you think that's down to the changes that Bielsa makes? Does he make them too late, do you reckon?
I can understand why he waits till half time just to see if the players can still make an impact. I get that, but from the games of late, we just don't do it. Like, for some reason, we've lost our fighting spirit. Like, we've lost that from the start, from the start of the season. Like, take the first game of the season, Liverpool, for example. We went behind and we kept going, and we got it to 1-1. Then we went 2-1. Then we brought it. Do you know what I mean? And we kept bringing it back, and we kept fighting.
It wasn't defeated easily. Yeah.
No, exactly. And I feel that probably since maybe Christmas time, we just seem a bit defeatist, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's just because we're coming into the second half of the season and we're just getting tired. I don't know, but we are still one of the fittest teams in the Premier League. So I don't know. It just doesn't make sense at the moment.
So what was your overall thoughts on the game, Vic? I know you were shouting through most of it, so if you can...
I don't know why. It was echoing because I had Safari open and I put a reminder on the video, so YouTube were playing in the background. I didn't know it was
just sitting there like, it's not me.
I do apologise for all that noise. Definitely, I didn't know it was playing in the background, but I think we played amazing for the first 15 minutes. We were pretty much all over them. They didn't know what to do with any of the players, especially in midfield. Dallas was everywhere. But the minute that penalty, that was it. We kind of just lost everything. We kind of just lost his confidence. And I think Bielsa made the changes way too late. He should have done it before the second half. In the first half, he should have made those changes.
I think. So I disagree in a way that I don't think... Like Rhiannon said it as well, but I don't think we lost our way as such, because we were still kept fighting. We still had loads of chances, and we're still showing that a lot of energy. But it does seem to be a barrier now, and I think it comes down to what Heidi says. There's just that lack of quality. There's not we need someone who's clinical, who can just bang it in, and as soon as like someone else goes on a break from us, they can just go on a run and then score, but we can't seem to do that. I don't know if that does just come down to Bamford or other people, but we'll get into that. So, yeah.
We'll get into that.
We got into that a little bit yesterday. Heidi, I got a bit heated over
last night. Heidi didn't like him.
I did not like him. I just said we needed at least another option as well. So let's say I've been really unorganised, so this might be all in a different order. Right, what have we got first? So the penalty. At first, I was like, "There's not a penalty." No, wait. It was the chance first, wasn't it? So we'll talk about our beloved VAR. What do you reckon?
I hate
onside.
Yeah,
it was onside, definitely.
Does anyone even know the offside rule anymore? I know everyone jokes that didn't know the offside rule, so I'm not putting that out there because of that. Even the players just don't seem to know what's going on anymore.
I mean, Bamford's finger can be classed as offside, so I don't think anyone knows anymore. I'm being perfectly honest.
I thought it was when the ball was kicked, and I wasn't sure whether they've changed it. I thought I'm going to have to look up rules now because I don't know if they've changed it. Because if the ball was kicked, it was definitely on the side then anyway. But I still think we were onside anyhow. So that's me, and I know I'm biased, but I think it was the wrong decision disallowing it.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Vic? Do you think he was onside or offside?
Onside. I mean, you could hear my dad down halfway down the street like, he's fucking onside.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's just getting pathetic now. I mean, I personally think it should just be where the foot is, nothing to do about like knees and hands, head, shoulders, knees and toes. Like that should just like.
Yeah, but they've literally lined it over the blue line, and so it doesn't make any sense how they've drawn that little line there, because they're drawing it from the red and not drawing it from the blue where it should be. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense to me.
And when you actually zoom in, that dotted line is so thick and it isn't even straight. So it just proves that they're just trying to make controversial decisions, isn't it?
I mean, it's not fair with Bamford either. Bamford must be getting really pissed off with it all, because it happens in every other game. We can't get away from it.
Yeah, I mean, look, Leeds got a bit pissed off, didn't they?
Yeah.
Out about it. Yeah, I think Bamford tweeted out before. I don't know if there was like, oh, he's not going to play because he tweeted it out and everything. So I don't know if they got stick after it or not. But yeah, they like to tweet it out when things like that go on. But I like you say, Heidi, I think it would just completely change the game if we had got that goal. But it just seemed like it wasn't our night for getting goals. It just was not happening. It just seemed like we were really unlucky. I mean, you had the overhead kick from Rafinha. You had the one that's cleared off the line.
The thing is, at one time, you've got to remember, we didn't have any chances whatsoever. We never used to even have a shot on goal, a shot on target. So the fact that we're actually creating chances, yes, they didn't go in, but we were creating chances, and at least we looked dangerous, and we never give up. So that's the difference.
Yeah,
we have to keep fighting, and it'll come. We're going to lose games, but we're going to win some as well. So, but I'd have taken a draw, but I thought, come on, we don't seem to do any draws anymore. But
was the last draw Arsenal 0-0? No, because we did Arsenal 0-0 at home.
Yeah.
0-0 one. Yeah, so that's quite a while ago, isn't it? What, that was October?
December, wasn't it? When we played Arsenal. Can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. But
I just delete games when we don't win them. I delete them out my head. I'm just sorry.
Last night, I've forgotten about it now. We'll move on to the next one. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we the penalty. I mean, when Rhiannon, when we was on live last night, we were like, "That's not a penalty," and then when it came back, we were like,
"Oh, okay. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that is definitely a penalty." But like, it just comes down to it again. I don't know how many penalties we've given away this season, but it seems to be just a running thing at the minute. Like,
I think that was very silly of Ayling. If I'm being honest, like, he's got enough experience to know he shouldn't be doing that. Like, I felt there was a lot of frustration in the team, and I felt a few players were actually kicking out, and then what's even more frustrating is that you saw KP do a perfectly good tackle and get yellow carded for it.
Yeah, he touched the ball, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He got the ball and he got yellow carded for it. It was just a very frustrating game overall, wasn't it?
So, it was extremely
frustrated too. Ayling were just all over the place. It was, and you could tell he wasn't up to scratch last night at all. I mean, Llorente was pretty decent with his long balls, but it's not.
Yeah, I'd say like a couple of times I was a bit annoyed because I thought, well, why are you not passing to Ayling? Because on the side he was quite good in crossing them in, and when we had that chance as well that was set up by Ayling. But yeah, I just think defensively, I don't think really any of them. I think Llorente was good in play, but when it came to like set pieces, defending set pieces, like especially the corners, I mean, you had obviously the goal, which Llorente wasn't really. That's not like Llorente should have been marking him better. I think he let him run through. He just ran straight past him, through him, and then also the second chance Dawson had, he had another header again later on, and again that was Llorente wasn't marking him properly, and he almost had a free header. I think he hit the crossbar, and I just don't think he's that good at set pieces. I mean,
I don't think a lot of our players now.
Yeah, that is our weakness. Set pieces, like well, I keep saying set pieces, but corners are our weakness, and that's their strength. So, you know, they're good in the air. You should be definitely on it when they're running at it to get a header on it. This is what they're the best at. So we should have been a lot better at defending that. What did you think?
If you notice it, when we're defending corners, we've got people in front of Melier there, and they're trying the hardest to block him. Whereas when we have a corner, there's only the defence. They're players around them. We're miles away from us, so we never put under pressure. But we haven't got the height, and that's where Strike to me was doing really, really well in defence, and that's the strongest position for me. It shouldn't be playing in Phillips' role. He needs to be in defence when he was there. So it's a shame he got injured and had to be dropped, to be honest. But you know,
do you reckon he would have played had he not been injured? Because I mean, obviously, because obviously he is injured. I mean, we had Llorente and Cooper in, but do you reckon he would have been still in the team had he not been injured?
I would have kept the team as it was, because I mean, we were keeping clean sheets, and we were building up to it, and I think Llorente will come good. It's just, again, he's got to get used to things and have a run of play, really, run of games.
As he, so he's still probably getting to grips with all the positions, because like I said, our team don't play just one position. I mean, Dallas, you can put him in anywhere and he'd be perfect, but if you're switching all these players around from left to right, he's not going to know where they are. So I think he still needs. I think it's going to take him at least another 6 months to really get used to that team, if I'm honest.
Yeah, and the thing is, none of these really had pre-season either. So they're just shoved into the team when, like, everything's been all over. We've had so many injuries, and it's like, am I going to play today? Am I not? Where am I even going to get put? It has been a bit all over the place, and I think the lads have done very well considering the amount of injuries that we have had. I think last night I didn't think we played that bad. I mean, even Moyes come out and said that, he wasn't even happy with West Ham's performance. And I agree with that. I don't think they were like miles better than us. I just think, like you say, they were more clinical, where they're the best at, which is in corners. How many times Joe said last night, do not go out for a corner. That is where they're most dangerous. So,
and we gave so many away.
We did.
So many free kicks.
Yeah.
We put the ball away too much as well. I mean, I was screaming off the top of my lungs. I'm like, why can they never keep the ball? They weren't man-marking as much as they should have been. They were playing, and there were so many massive spaces where they could have been going to, but they just weren't doing anything. And I just thought, you're winding me up now. You know what to do. I had to turn it off. I have to take it off mute, man. I was just like listening to Tash on live and you, because you were just doing me head. I'm just sick of it every week as well. It's just like, why are they not learning from the mistakes? You know what I mean? They're a brilliant team. They're just not. They're not learning. Like, same with Tyler Roberts.
Yeah.
He's making too many mistakes. He's greedy with the ball.
Yeah, I think he's had too many chances now this was his time to shine. And I don't think he really has, to be honest. I felt for him and I kept backing him, and then it just like
we did well, didn't we? We backed him in the stream because he played really well with Costa. What game was it? Was it Crystal Palace?
Or Southampton? It's just I just don't think Roberts is up to it. I think he needs to get loaned out, and I think we should go on to Bamford then. Obviously, he did have 2 chances. He missed them.
Oh, please tell me it's not a repetition.
It's not. Heidi, what is your thoughts? Do you think that we need a backup for Bamford or not? This is not a Bamford bashing. I really appreciate Bamford. I think he's a great player. I think he does really well defensively up front. I'm just saying, do we need another striker? Would you want to go for another striker in the summer? Or would you rather, give Rodrigo more of a chance up front? Or
Well, to be honest, that's what I thought he was coming for, and sometimes to play two up front with him and Bamford. He had two great chances. It's just a shame that that first one went in when the ball was out. That went in easily, but then the other ones just were going past him. But I like him, and it's like I said, he needed a run in the team instead of being substituted every game. And from then on, he's come good, and he started banging goals in this season. So no, I mean, it does need maybe some competition.
That's what I was going to say. He needs a bit of competition to get his confidence back.
But maybe we've got these youngsters that we should be bringing in rather than. I've got a thing about not wanting to pay stupid money for players, and that's something that's gone against me for a long time. We needed some old heads with some of the youngsters coming through.
What youngster would you go for then? Who would you put through?
Well, I'm going to say Gelhardt's apparently got quite a lot of good reviews. Whether he needs to be nurtured in, and it's maybe still a bit too early days for him, I'm not really sure. But
he has been on the bench a few times, but like I say, he's not come on.
He didn't go. He wasn't on at West Ham, was he? Has he been injured?
No, I think it's just because we've got more experienced players on the bench. He had quite a few come back from injury. I mean, even Pablo wasn't on the bench, was he? So, yeah.
I mean, I'm a great supporter of the under-23s. Don't get me wrong, but if anything, like the game against Crawley proved to us that there is still a massive gulf, isn't there? Like there's a massive step up, and it's. I mean, I know Shaqs and that have sort of made that step up, but they're still only getting 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes a game. Shaqs has been lucky to get maybe 45, and then he still gets subbed off. But he's injured, isn't he? I think still.
Yeah,
injured before. So, but I think you're right, Heidi. I think it just takes a bit more nurturing. I think with Bielsa putting him on the bench shows that he does have that confidence in him, and I just think if he gets a little bit more nurturing, then I think we should see him hopefully next season at least. I mean, you never know, we may see him against West Brom, you don't know, but I just think I just think we could go out and find someone that is just as good as Bamford or not. That's not that much money. I think there's Bielsa's found Rafinha for 17 million. Now the price of him is going to shoot right up. Let's be honest. It's doubled already, hasn't it? At least at least doubled.
Exactly. So I'm sure that they can go out and find someone else that's just as good up front that can do those things that can press up high and just be more clinical with shooting. And like you say, he even needs that competition. But even if Bamford got injured, we need someone to replace him.
No, I totally agree, Tash. I mean, I think we definitely need some sort of cover for Bamford. But my only issue is Bielsa. He has this confidence in Roberts, and obviously he's a striker. He is a number 9, and obviously we have Rodrigo in the team. So as long as Bielsa still has that confidence in Roberts, we're not going to get a cover for Bamford. Yeah, we're just not. So this is why I think Roberts needs to go out on loan to like a championship team. Just like evolve his skill set a bit more. And bring a cover in for Bamford. I'd be happy with that in the summer.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Vic?
I think, the only striker that I see that Bielsa's ever had to bring in to give Bamford any sort of position is Nketiah. If we can get someone a little bit like Nketiah.
Yeah, but like I say, Nketiah didn't press up front, so that's why he
never got the chance.
Huh?
He wasn't there that long, was he? Do you know what I mean? But I think he gave Bamford that competition because whenever he came back on the pitch and, Nketiah were benched, he came out and was actually an awesome player. So I get what you mean by you want to get someone who's going to challenge him a little bit. But I wouldn't know where to begin and what kind of player Bielsa would want because all these players that Bielsa's are getting in, half of people haven't even heard of them. They're just someone that he's on for 12 years or whatever. So I don't know. I think he'll come out of it. I don't think he needs replacing right now. I'm honest. I think he's just having a bit of a bad bump at the moment.
Yeah.
I just find it's a bit funny, you know, in the summer, all the players we went out for, we had no inkling about, did we?
No.
Like, we weren't linked to them.
Yeah.
So it just
I think
makes
we
you
just
think.
ignore all the ones that they say we've linked to.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sure they've got like 2 versions of Orta. There's someone stalking a fake Orta around somewhere going, oh, I've linked him. And he's like, I'm over here. No one can find me. He's just like that Borat going off somewhere trying to find a little kid that can, be as good as Rafinha in it. So, yeah.
Melier, what do you think?
I think
he had a good game. I thought he was really unlucky with the goal, the penalty. And then, I don't think there was much he could do on the second goal. What do you reckon, Heidi?
Well, I think basically, I mean, he saved that. He saved it, didn't he? But our players were slow to react. I think we just assumed they were going to score because nobody followed straight through like they were straight onto it, whereas we were all still back at the edge of the box. Really, I know a couple were racing through, but we weren't quick enough off the mark. We were expecting them to score, I think.
Yeah. If only he just grabbed the ball.
In the ball though, because one people giving him a bit of stick in the end of last season, where instead of always punching the ball out, he should be grabbing hold of it. Do you reckon that would have made a difference? Because I mean, it was a crappy penalty, really, wasn't it?
It was a shocking penalty.
It was shocking.
Yeah.
It was like a hop, skip, jump kick. That was it, and he was like, "Oh yeah," what I mean?
I feel secure with him in goal, even when he's made mistakes and things, because at the end of the day, he's doing very well, and he will get better, and he will learn even more. And after the calamities we've had in recent years, to me, it's a step. And he's playing the way that Bielsa wants him, where we play out from the back. And that is the best way forward. And it takes me back to the Revy days. I've been lucky enough to see that. And that's how we did. You play out from the back, because every time you kick the ball up, and it happened yesterday as well, you kick the ball straight up, West Ham, they won it, and straight back on the attack. So, I know we play a bit too close for comfort at times, because, I mean, my heart was in my mouth a few times yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But I would rather play out from the back, and it gives us that impetus to attack. So there's merits in it, and I would rather do that.
Because when you play long ball, it just gets lost. It just goes straight out half the time. And like you say, when you're building up that play. That's where everything starts from there. So yeah.
Well, we never win it. There's always high.
We can't ever head a ball, so we're not going to win it. Yeah. It goes, it's either going straight out or it's going to them. Yeah. So Niall's a bit mad about Melier.
I'll get my laptop charger because it's going dim and it's like charging for about 2 seconds. Sorry.
So he said you don't push the penalty straight back to the taker. The penalty had no power on it whatsoever. You hold on to it or push it for a corner. I remember shouting straight away after I saw it. I was like, why didn't he grab it? But I think maybe he didn't expect to save it, and then was like, because you could see he tried straight away.
I think it was more like a shocked sort of reaction. It's almost like a reflex, isn't it? So like you go and do that, and you're like, oh, because you've gone like that, it goes away from you instead of like having the intent to catch on to it. So that's all I can say. But people can say could be because I think the same person said sick of people defending Meslier. I mean, he's got what?
He's only had one really bad game.
He's literally got 8 clean sheets.
Yeah.
He is literally the best keeper at the moment, under 20 in the Premier League now with his kind of stats.
Yeah.
So his stats speaks for itself.
And so sheets, isn't he, under 20? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's a darling, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I mean, we've gone on here quite a few times admiring him, haven't we? So I think he's just going to keep getting better. He's going to learn from these little mistakes. I mean, he's played a little bit in Championship, but then he's played loads in the Premier League, without really having much experience even in the Championship, and he's already smashing it. So, yeah, I think he's just going to keep getting better.
Another season on where he needs to be. Another season, I reckon.
Yeah. A few people have said I think we need an experienced player, but an experienced goalkeeper still makes them mistakes. We see him in other games that they still make plenty of mistakes, and you're gonna make a mistake. The thing is with a goalkeeper, if they make a mistake, then obviously it leads to a goal and that. But whenever someone else, say if I don't know, whenever someone else makes a mistake, it's not that noticeable, unless it's like a really bad one where they're giving a penalty away or whatever. But they just get so much stick, and I think goalkeepers are entitled to make a few mistakes now and again. And to say that he's not had that many mistakes for a whole season, and he's young, this is his first proper season. I think did Kiko play a little bit in last season? But this is his first proper chance, and he's in the Premier League. I just don't get why he gets all the stick that he's getting.
That's why.
Like anything, you've just got to keep faith with them, and they will come good. And yeah, everybody's going to make mistakes. And yes, as you say, because it's a goalkeeper, he's the one that's sort of. It is going to mean that he's going to get a lot of stick just because when we concede goals. But it's but you've got to look at the positives as well and look at all the saves he has made. And he's made mistakes getting beaten at the near post, etc. But so's everybody else, and you've got to just put it in perspective really and look at it that we're doing all right. Yes, we should be winning maybe a few more, scoring a few more goals. But we've coming on in leaps and bounds, and we will get there.
Yeah,
just take time. When it's not overnight, but we're doing really well, and we just got to keep at it and keep aiming for that top and see what happens.
Yeah, and like you say, with Melia as well, he's not. I forgot what I was saying. Come back. I hate when that happens. But yeah, anyway, let's move on from him. Spoke about him for a little bit now. But so Rhiannon, what did you think about the midfield? I mean, they seem to go on missing, but I think Phillips had quite an all right game back. So where was the problem there? Was it more Klitsch? Who was it, do you think, failed in the midfield a lot?
I just think Click had an off game. I thought KP did all right. He looked very bright in the first 10-20 minutes before we conceded. And he still, went in for them crucial tackles, even though he got yellow carded for a very decent one. Still don't know how that was a yellow card. But yeah, I think Click was just having an off game. I mean, but the thing is, we know he's been having an off game for the past 5-6 games now. And sorry if you can hear that. It's my dog who's pawing at the door. He's crying,
Is it the dog?
Yeah, it's the dog. I feel like it's texting students like,
is it the dog or is it your boyfriend? Is he scratching?
No, it's the dog. Maybe I should let him in and just say hi. I think he got lost with Click. I don't think he was linking up as well as he did at the beginning of the season. But I just think it's just down to his injury that he's carrying. Like I said before, he's been having to have injections, and I feel we do need to get a cover for him. And at the moment, he's sort of being forced to play because just because of the way Bielsa likes to play and the formations we use. and he just slots in well with Bielsa's tactics, but it's just not coming to fruition at the moment. Like, he's not playing himself. So that's why I was calling for Dallas to come on at halftime, and he did. And surprise, surprise, we had an injection of energy. You know, with Harrison on, we had a bit of creativity with Rodrigo as well at 60 minutes, and then Rafa came alive because he was getting service. And we were definitely better in the second half.
So do you think Dallas should start next time?
In the midfield, yeah.
In midfield, yeah. What do you reckon, Vic?
I think he should always be there, because whenever he's there, the players know where he is and what he's about to do. It's like they can read where he wants to kick and what he wants to do. He's, you know, especially with the players that have been there since the Championship, they know everything about him. He knows where someone's going to be at the right time. He don't even have to look behind to see if he needs to pass back or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? I think he plays a really important part. I mean, with Clicky, though, he's had too many bad games, and I think he needs a rest, if I'm honest. Yeah. I mean, look at all the time he's played for Leeds. I don't think he's had an injury up until this season.
Yeah, and then he was playing for international as well. He's had about 50 billion minutes, hasn't he?
But he's a good player. But the thing is, as well, he needs target practice, because it's always over that bar, isn't it? Always. It's miles ahead. I mean, can you remember that video that the kit man did over when he kicked that ball, and it's on that video of him dropping the ball back into the Thor Parch, taking the piss because they couldn't find the ball on time. I just don't think he's got a lot of confidence at the moment. He's just a completely different player to what he was last season. And
yeah, I mean, before he used to, like, I think he had a lot more assists and everything, and like would go, like you say, for goal a lot more. I think he would get goals, but he's not really seemed to be doing that well. What do you reckon, Heidi?
Well, I think basically when we set off yesterday, we set off really well. We got that goal, got it disallowed, and then against run of play, they got the penalty. And I think from then on, that's when Roberts and Costa both faded as well. So he can't physically do it all on his own. So collectively, we were getting with no midfield really, because they just kept running through us. And I mean, Ayling kept getting caught out of position because he was going up in the attack, and then of course they were running rings round us down that wing as well. So I think once everybody sort of started fading, and maybe Klitsch was struggling then as well, you know, we were very, very weak in midfield, and that, you know, that put us under pressure. And that's why really I knew at half-time we were definitely going to make the substitutes, but I thought maybe he'd have brought somebody on earlier to try and plug that gap or do something. But, you know, I mean, as it was, was it the crossbar that hit, or was it the post?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Both. They hit both, yeah.
So we could have been 3-0 down then and game over. But, I mean, I thought we could still get back into it. I just thought we needed that one chance, that one goal would have. I thought we got a goal back, would be in it.
Yeah, definitely.
Want to get something out of the game, but it was just not getting the rub of the green. Really, we just didn't get that for that goal, and that's it. Once that chance missed us all the time. You know.
I think that overhead kick as well. I was just like, oh my god, absolute god! It just wasn't going in, was it? Nothing was going in.
Yeah. But I always find that usually in the start of the season, the first half of the season, like when we used to go behind, we were like, right, okay, we're not going to lay down dead, like, you know, we're not going to roll over or anything. So we just went straight into the counter attack, kept fighting. I'm not saying we're not doing that, but we just don't seem to have that urgency about it anymore.
I think it's frustration more than anything else, because when we're missing so many chances, we're just getting pissed off.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's when the mistakes are coming in, and then that's when they start to crumble, because I think they kind of blame. I mean, my dad was watching it without the crowd noise on, and he could hear the players going at each other. Do you know what I mean? So I think they were kind of blaming each other for what was going on, but it was definitely frustration, especially around the 70th minute. It would definitely
as well. They weren't. there were so many times where it was like, why did you make that pass? Why did you take that shot? Like, why did you not play it out there? And there were so many people calling for it, and it just wasn't like, there's times Aiden were calling for it, Harrison, you know, and it just like, yeah, I think it was all just getting frustrated, like you say, when you do quite a few chances and they're just not going in, it just becomes one of them games, and then that's in your head. Then it's a lot of football is about mentality, and when you get something in your head, it's hard to shake that off, and the whole team feels it. Like you said, Rhiannon, when you know we make them subs, it changes that, and Rodrigo changes that, and maybe he should have been brought on earlier, I don't know, but yeah, no point beating about it now. But yeah,
Rodrigo.
Yeah, I thought he did all right. I think I'll let someone else.
I think he did his job. I think he did his job. Like, you know, he came on, he did make an impact, he made himself available, he did put them through balls through, you know, setting up other players to create chances. But to me, I just felt it was just a bit too late. Like, he came on at the 60th minute. I mean, I can understand maybe taking a bit of caution with him because he's coming back from injury. He's only had 45 minutes in the under-23s game. I get it, but at the same time, when because you really need to make an impact, like almost straight away on a game, we needed him like straight from like the 45-minute mark. So it would have been better if he came on earlier, and say someone like Harrison, for example, could have come on a bit later, like. Or just make all three subs straight away. Like,
yeah, because I don't think Costa really had a bad game, to be honest.
I thought he was all right. I just felt he's definitely changing my mind, but not enough for me to say he should be starting.
Yeah.
It's still that final third with him. Like when he was running towards goal and then them two West Ham players just came straight across him like that, he just pulled back. Like, no, let them challenge you. Like, just keep running, keep attacking, keep that pressure on.
Yeah.
Don't just be like, they've got it now kind of reaction. And I just don't like that. I just felt like they were giving up far too easily. Like I saw it with loads of other players, like Ayling, for example. I mean, even he was guilty of it. You saw like they'll lose the ball, and Roberts, for example, as well. He'll be like, "Oh God," kind of reaction where it's like, "Oh, I've lost the ball now." Says, "No, Roberts, you had the ball. He came to intercept it. Chase after him."
Is that down to man marking though as well? Because a lot of the time we're not allowed to run after it because someone else is there. You know, they're meant to be man.
Then why wasn't someone to come and pick it up then? Like, this is what I mean. Like in the first half of the season, you had them anticipating each move. You had them anticipating each other's. Like they were sort of synchronized with each other. There was a unity. There was,
And when you've got like running in midfield, who is like their top scorer as well, and he was just left wide open half the time, and you're thinking, what are you doing? Like closing down. But yeah, what do you reckon, Heidi, on that?
I think we've not really had a real settled side all season, have we? Because we've had to swap and change with injuries to people and everything else, and I think once these sort of start playing together again, I think we'll be fine. But I would say I'd leave Costa and Roberts on the bench. To me, they're not strong enough. They're not 90-minute men. I'd like them as super subs more than anything. But I just don't think they can do the 90-minute game. And they're just not strong enough, and they get bundled off the ball. And that to me is what half of our problems are, that we're not retaining the ball. As well as giving it away, we weren't retaining it. So it's catch-22 situation really. But to me, we've got to sort of start with the team that we more or less finished with against Chelsea for me. Not the first, not what we started with. It just wasn't strong enough.
Yeah, definitely. So, especially against West Ham as well. Yeah.
as well. It's that London hoodoo. But
I've banned that on that topic on I hate that topic. Yeah. No, it's just yeah.
They just need us fans there, and then we'll get rid of that. That's it. They want us behind them. They just need us.
Exactly.
So, and I would have loved to have gone to that new ground, so I'm sick to death of not being able to go.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to those new grounds, so we've got to wait till next season now. But
I can't wait, Heidi. Yeah, so then shall we move on to Chelsea? What's people's predictions for that? We're going to lose, we're going to draw.
I'm going to go 0-0.
I'm going to go with a draw.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's going to be 1-1.
Yeah, I don't predict scores because I get them wrong every time.
Yeah.
We all do, but you may as well give it a go.
Oh, no, I will not predict it because I'll aim for us to get something out of the game. That's the way I look at it. I take each game as it comes, and we've just got to go out there and do us best. And because everybody's not expecting anything from us, then we can have the unexpected and get some goals and win. So.
Yeah.
Exactly. Aston Villa the other week, wasn't it? Because you lot predicted, and I was like, I'm not even getting involved. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. We still said Leeds would win, and we didn't. So
we just have to have no pressure on us. Just go out there and enjoy the game. And if people think we're going to lose, that's it. That's when we're going to prove everybody wrong. So.
They're having a good stint at the moment, though, at Chelsea. So it's really hard to predict what's going to happen because they've kind of stepped it up a little bit. I kind of like them now, Lampard, isn't there?
Yeah, this is it, isn't it? Like with Tuchel, is it Tuchel? Is it Tuchel? Tuchel?
Yeah.
Tuchel's in, yeah. I mean, he's definitely brought them out of their shell, so to speak. I mean, I was still hoping Lampard was still there.
No, I wanted to sing so many songs to Lampard. Heidi, how good was it away in Derby? Everyone was singing.
It was absolutely wonderful because just the way everybody just started singing it, and regardless of what happened at Elland Road, just being able to do it that day, it was just magical.
Do you know what felt weird about that was that it weren't a chant, it weren't our normal like angry like nothing like that. It was just like everyone just like it slightly started off and then it just gradually got bigger and bigger and then it was like a orchestra.
It started from one end and went all around the actual ground. It was mental.
I loved it. Where I was stood, I could see all the Leeds fans around the bend bit, and it just looked amazing. It was just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I think I'm sure I sort of caught myself on the documentary with my scarf up. And you have to do it, though, aren't you? It was just good just to stick two fingers up to him, basically.
Yeah, it was brilliant. And I remember ringing my dad like straight after, and I was like, "Come on!" And he was like, "Stop getting ahead of yourself. It's only 1-0, and like." They could still do us in a crowd. I'm like, no. They haven't beaten us all season, and well, we'll know the end of that one, but yeah.
You get some lovely comments here, Heidi. Smithers bought your book.
Yeah, read Herbie. Very good read. Yeah, if you haven't, please go and check them out. Because there's photos of me in there. No, I'm joking.
There's photos of loads of people. I mean, because obviously I can't take any photos of fans at the moment, so I'm just picking out photos from following Leeds in the past and things. So I just keep adding little ones here and there.
I love your photos, and the ones of you and the girls were like standing there with the flag up and that. Yeah, it's brilliant. Actually, this picture on the right, in the background, was taken by Heidi. That was what was that?
Don't ask me where they were taken because I can't remember.
Not Man United. Was the shit Man United? Oh God, why is there? I can't even think of their names. In Manchester, when we went in the cup game. Friendly.
I'm going to say Stockport, was it? No, I can't think now. What that one with the scum players? Sorry.
Oh, come on, Heidi.
Yeah, I can't even think what it is. I know, and I think that's when what's his name?
When Phil Hay was there, and he took
When Joe broke down and he gave him a lift.
Go up from there, yeah. Me, Jack and Joe were stood next to Phil Hay, like Salford. That's it. Why could I not picture that name? It was just not an S. Yeah, that was quite.
James.
Yeah. God, I was so pregnant there as well.
So,
But yeah. Oh, I can't wait to be back in the stadium. Yeah.
Right.
Right then, let's go on to off the pitch. Again, there's not that many things going around because we lost. So, guys, you need to tag me in things when you see them because there's hardly anything really been. Or can you just like be creative and create something funny and tag me in it? Because this off the pitch is getting more and more boring by the week. We need a win. But yeah, so the girls might appreciate this one because every time I like put a bet on, this seems to happen. And I'm always kicking off in the group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liverpool keep ruining my bets at the minute. Oh my God, just every single time. Like it's always them. I had like a 5-fold on the other day and it was just Liverpool that let me down. But yeah. So our friend Fiona, her little lad, he likes to dress up every year as one of the Leeds players. I should have got all the pictures actually because he did Bielsa before and he did Calvin Phillips before, and it's just absolutely brilliant. But yeah, he's decided to do Cooper this time.
He's got the face down, hasn't he? He's got the face down.
He's even got
the little goatee, yeah. Oh God, I wish I put all the other ones in now because his Phillips one was an absolute belter, and he even did like all the tattoos and everything. Oh God, it was brilliant. What else have we got? Oh yeah. What does everybody think of this?
He's not going there. He won't go there.
Yeah, he'd be an idiot to do it. He'd be an
idiot.
Yeah,
I said he'd be an idiot because he looked just because of the way he is with Leeds fans and just with Leeds as a whole. He loves Leeds, so I can't see him doing anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, so apparently, if you haven't heard, he might be going to Galatasaray. And
yeah.
I felt sick.
Going to think about it.
I'm not saying that name. Yeah,
it's on there.
It's a good job Lucy's not on this one.
Lucy absolutely loves Gianni.
Yeah. He thinks so much of the club. I'm sure he's not going to go there. Positive.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure people have probably told him if you do go, you'll never be known as a Leeds player again because of what happened with Kewell.
Oh yeah.
You don't go to Galatasaray or Scum. Simple as that. Leeds player is no rule.
It should be in like the Leeds contract. If you ever leave here, you cannot go to the clubs unless you want to die. But yeah. Rhiannon sent this one in just to leave it on a positive. And hopefully won't get battered by Chelsea just from this stat from Rhiannon. So there you go.
Just proving that Rafa is better than Timo Werner.
So yeah, there we have it. Thank you very much, and thank you, Heidi, for joining us last minute.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and I hope to see you
soon. I need a signed copy of one of your books, please, because I'd love that. If you've got any left.
Yeah, I've got some. I normally take them to games, you see, and I just yeah. I've not been. I'm not a good salesperson, really. I'll just.
We're good at plugging shit.
We're doing it on a weekly basis. So.
We're just winging this. We can do that. Just send
It's getting so heavy to carry them to games now.
Office can send a special delivery. I'll get rid of them. There's loads of Leeds fans down here. They'd love it.
That's all right. I'll be in charge.
Yeah, check out Heidi and check out. I'll put her link in the description as well because she has a blog. And yeah,
Anybody wants to buy her books?
To my website, everything's on there anyway. So
We'll put your website.
follow me at leedsunited.co.uk. There you go.
there we go.
There you go.
All right, thank you, ladies, and we'll leave it with the outro. So see you later.
See you.
All right. Bye.